What debts are discharged in Chapter 11? Have you ever wondered what happens to debts when a small business files for Chapter 11 bankruptcy? Let's break it down in a straightforward way. Chapter 11 bankruptcy is mainly used by businesses to reorganize their debts while continuing to operate. It can also apply to individuals, but that is less common. The discharge of debts in Chapter 11 depends on whether the plan is focused on reorganization or liquidation. When a business opts for a reorganization plan, most debts that existed before filing for bankruptcy can be discharged once the plan is confirmed. This is great news for businesses because it allows them to eliminate most of their old debts and start fresh. However, any debts incurred after the bankruptcy filing are not discharged. These must be paid according to the terms set in the reorganization plan. On the other hand, if a business chooses a liquidation plan under Chapter 11, it typically does not lead to a discharge of debts unless the business completely ceases operations. In this scenario, the business assets are sold off to pay creditors, but the business itself does not receive a discharge from its debts. Now let's talk about individual debtors. Individuals filing for Chapter 11 can also have most of their debts discharged, similar to businesses. However, some debts are not dischargeable. For example, student loans are generally not dischargeable unless the debtor can prove undue hardship. Certain tax debts may also not be dischargeable, depending on their nature and when they were incurred. Additionally, judgments from lawsuits involving fraud or willful injury are not discharged. Obligations like child support and alimony also remains intact in bankruptcy. For small businesses considering Chapter 11 reorganization, knowing which debts can be discharged is essential. Most small businesses prefer to reorganize rather than liquidate because this allows them to keep operating and potentially recover from financial struggles. The specifics of what debts can be discharged can vary based on the unique situation of the business and the terms of the reorganization plan. In summary, Chapter 11 provides a structured way for small businesses to manage and potentially eliminate pre-existing debts. This allows them to focus on recovery and growth, which is the ultimate goal for any business facing financial challenges.